But hey, enough hypotheticals. EON Reality's actually released some real-world examples of how this skill simulator is being used.
Yes, and one that caught my eye was their work with, get this, robot maintenance training.
All right, let's dive into that. I'm curious to see how they took that I see, I do, I get assessed model and made it work for something so technical and hands-on.
Well, they've got this really structured approach. They break down a standard robot maintenance procedure into 8 distinct steps. Each one has its own learning goals and, of course, how you get assessed.
8 steps to robot wellness. I like that. So what kind of things are we talking about here?
It starts with the basics, making sure you're following all the safety protocols. You know, wearing the right gear, making sure the robot's power source is isolated, that kind of stuff. Then they move on to the inspection phase. So visually checking the robot for any wear and tear, loose connections, anything that looks off. It's about training those eyes to really see, to be detail-oriented.
Like giving the robot a good once-over, right? Looking for those potential problems before they become major headaches. So that's the I see part, getting the technician familiar with those visual cues. But what about the actual doing? Where does that come in?
That's where the simulator really comes into its own. The technician can actually get in there, virtually speaking, of course. They can use tools to tighten bolts, replace parts, do all those routine maintenance tasks, all on the 3D model.
So it's not just watching someone else do it in the video. They're getting their hands dirty. That's pretty cool.
Exactly. And the best part is, while they're working, the AI instructor is right there with them every step of the way, correcting any mistakes, making suggestions, just generally making sure they're using the right techniques. And at the end, once they've gone through all the modules, they get that detailed assessment we talked about, shows them what they aced and where they might need a little more practice, helps them really focus their efforts.
So it's not about passing or failing, it's about getting better, right? It's about giving that specific feedback that's so important for constant improvement. Sounds like EON Reality's really put a lot of thought into making this whole I see, I do, I get assessing thing work in the real world.
They really have, and it just goes to show the potential this technology has. It's not just about teaching someone a task, it's about giving them a deeper understanding of why things are done a certain way. It's about safety, and about always striving to learn and get better.
It's about creating a whole culture of learning, right? Where mistakes are seen as opportunities to grow, where everyone feels empowered to take charge of their own skill development.
Absolutely, and that's a message everyone can get behind, no matter what industry you're in or what you do.
Couldn't agree more. And on that note, folks, it looks like we've reached the end of another deep dive. We've explored the exciting world of VR training, seen what AI-powered instruction can do, and we've really unpacked this I see, I do, I get assessed approach.
It's been a fascinating journey for sure, and it definitely leaves us with a lot to think about as we navigate this ever-changing world of learning and skill development. And until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, keep diving deep, everyone.